welcome back to Cougar Chronicle, and it is usually my favorite time.
It's still going to be your favorite time. We've done a lot of Ask the Superintendents. I thought, in the holiday spirit, I would give myself a gift.
Why were you supposed to give me the gift?
Well, sometimes we do that,
No.
So instead of Ask the Superintendent, I thought it'd be great. Let's play
Actually,
a little.
it's okay.
Let's play a little
Role
Superintendent
reversal?
Ask. Yes.
Okay.
So, question for you, Laura.
Okay.
We talked about winter and we talked about snow.
Right.
How do you know school's canceled or delayed?
Okay, that's an easy question.
Sure.
A couple ways, though. Is that okay? Not just one way.
Nope.
So oftentimes I'll go online.
Okay.
Right. I'll check the website. Right. And then I'll watch my local TV station.
Yes.
Right, and check that out, and I'll get a phone call because I'm on that list.
Yes.
Right. Does that? I think that about covers it.
That
doesn't
is.
it? Oh, and radio too.
Radio will have
Yes.
those things as well. So as we talk about some of these things, we get. By the way, that is
thank
correct.
you.
So check. Although we didn't get the hexagon thing last time, but we got this one right. So winter season is upon us.
Yeah, it is.
So obviously that's a big deal. So when we talk about that, just so people know, we start those conversations about between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know you do.
To try to figure out, because remember, we have buses that are leaving around 6:30, 6:45
That's right.
or earlier, and so we have to have that information.
Well, you're talking to the head of the DOTs in all the towns?
Well, what we're talking about is the road agents is where we start with.
Okay.
And then we talk with our bus barn. We have conversations. We can reach out to New London Dispatch to get information there. And so obviously what you want every day is you want kids in school.
Right.
And so then if you have road issues, the next question is if we delay a couple of hours, does that couple of hours allow us to have school, the delayed start?
Right.
And so we talk with our road agents and say, listen, we have a very diverse mountain.
Oh my
mountain
goodness,
roads, small roads.
7-town district,
yep.
right?
And so we're all over. Every town has different needs. But the thing to make sure that people understand is if one town can't go, nobody goes.
That's right.
And it's not. You want to say that not that you want to call it a weakest link, but one link in the chain breaks, then we have to give that time.
Exactly.
Because we have regional middle schools, regional high schools. So I'm not going to say Warner isn't going to go to school or Springfield isn't going to go
to school. Right.
Because it impacts things along the way. So it just becomes a logistical piece.
But we have blizzard bags in our blizzard bag days.
And we do have some of the remote stuff. So if we can't go to school, then we have our traditional snow day.
Right.
Which we've got to get some of those in.
Yes, absolutely.
That's part of the educational experience.
That's true.
But there also reaches a place where when we love weather in New Hampshire and it gets better, that we have to do our remote days.
Right.
So that's where we've done in the past the blizzard bags.
Kearsarge was really ahead of the whole curve there too.
And we've
Very
evolved to technology use to a place where now we're having conversations of what does a remote day look like.
Gotcha.
Because it used to be in the past these blizzard bags.
A physical bag. Yes, I was on that committee, and they were cute
maybe it
little
was
bags.
You look at activities that were done in August or September.
Right.
But now what we're looking at with remote days is we can still have a portion of that, but there's still an online connection component.
Gotcha.
So our teachers are still educating. The elementary is having class meeting. Middle school and high school are still meeting with their teachers. So I
love that. Yeah.
The beauty of that is that allows us to count that as a day.
Right.
Because remember, every snow day, true snow day, adds on to the end of the year.
That's right.
And so why do we want to try to make sure that we're doing some of that? Because I don't know of a lot of people that want to be in school in July.
That's very true. But it's teaching the students about what's to come.
Yes.
When they're doing, postgraduate work, postgraduate engagement, regardless of what that is, a lot of it's going to be remote.
Yes. And so we get some of those opportunities. So we have our delay, we have our snow day, we have our remote day.
Got it.
And then the other option is what we all love, we have school.
That's right.
So
you know what we don't have?
What's that?
A superintendent who sings the message. So I wish you'd start
and you still won't
singing
have one.
the message.
I am
when
more
you call
comfortable.
me.
I am more comfortable this year coming into stuff, so it might be a little more fun. A little more zany. But it's hard to be
I know,
funny
on a serious
at
day.
And at 4:30 in the morning,
I know.
I don't know a lot
and we're
of
both
funny
coffee people. I don't know if you've had enough. Okay, so we've flipped it, and he asked me the question.
Yes.
Okay, now the other question I have for you is, so we have a big day coming up in January.
Well, as you know, we have 2 annual meetings. One is our deliberative session in January.
January 10th
which is coming
this year?
January 10th,
Okay.
which is the second Saturday of the month.
Yes. Mark it on your calendar.
Then the
January
second
10th.
annual meeting that we have is the vote back in
Yes,
March.
yes,
So
yes,
deliberative session this year is going to look a little different. So I think it's a great question to ask. Number one, deliberative session is not going to be at the high school where it's traditionally been. This year, based off of last year's,
which was a big
one of the largest deliberative sessions we've seen, we always go back and we debrief and say, okay, what can we do better? And
Okay.
obviously space is the biggest thing.
Sure.
So deliberative session for January 10th, 2026 will be
Okay.
at Kearsarge Regional Middle School.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
not the high school this
No.
year, at the middle
So
school.
We
Okay.
have met with local.
Why is that?
Well,
More
a lot of
space?
it is space.
Okay.
So we had 1,500 people spread
Yeah.
out through multiple
All
multiple
over.
rooms all over.
Yes.
We're with a chair setup. We can get approximately 1,600 people in the middle school gym.
Okay.
And so it has a stage already built up.
Yes,
We don't have
yes.
to build
It's a great
that.
space.
Yes. And so we're going to take advantage of that. Now the big question is parking. What does that mean? So there will be handicap and wheelchair accessible parking needs will happen in the front of the middle school.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
an elevator that will
Yes,
bring people up
I've
to
ridden
do
it,
that.
yes.
Good elevator. We will also have parking on site.
Okay.
But then we're going to run a satellite parking at high school.
High school.
And then
okay.
all along the way.
Oh, perfect. So you'll run buses?
Yes, we're working with
perfect.
STA, so we're going to run shuttle
Excellent.
buses that will be running constantly.
Okay,
so if
good.
you park at the high
You know
school,
what? That's a great idea.
you'll have opportunity to get in.
That's a great idea.
We're telling our bus drivers that if you're coming along the way and somebody parks on a road, then you just raise your
Stop
hand and the
and-
bus will get
Oh.
you. So
If you've been down that area, there's the whole parking along the road too,
Yes.
which we've all done.
well, and
so
we
that's
were
perfect.
seeing people parked on Highway 89.
It was
And so
crazy.
it was what a testament to
Yeah,
the commitment.
I'm so proud of our
And
community.
so if you have it once, you always want to prepare
Right,
again.
exactly.
And so that will be in place. So now the other part and we'll give it more information. And I
Okay.
think the plan is our next filming for our January episode will be
Yes.
all about deliberative session.
Yes.
And I'd like to do that at the middle school.
Perfect.
So
I
we
would
can do
love
that.
that. That
Because
would
we're
be
going to
great.
talk about the routes and things along those lines. But the biggest thing to get people to understand
Okay.
is that deliberative session, January 10th, 2026,
Okay.
will take place at the middle school.
Okay.
And if you can't get a parking spot there, we're going to provide bus service and transportation
From the high school.
from the high school
Perfect.
and all on that. But
Yes.
and literally, you think from the high school to the middle school. If you park at the high school or park anywhere along that route and need a ride, we will get you
Raise your
picked
hand.
up.
Yep,
not
got
a
it.
problem.
Okay.
We'll get that taken care of. We will have
Love
more
that.
information. We're right now. By the time this episode airs, we're in the process of finalizing the warrants. So I can't give a
Perfect.
ton of information.
Right.
But
we will.
We will have all
Right,
of that
and
for
before the
people.
deliberative session, too.
100%.
So we have to wrap up because, again, jumping up and
Yes.
down, Greg and Lisa say, wrap it up.
Yes.
However, so the big important message is not at the high school this year, at the middle
At the
school.
middle school, January 10th. Yes,
okay.
which is the second Saturday.
And that's a good big meeting. Please, please go. It really is important.
It's where your voice are truly heard.
Yes.
And where
I
you
love
really
that.
get to interact.
Yeah.
And ask questions. And we saw great turnout and we saw great conversations.
Yeah, it was
and
wonderful.
so it was
Yes.
a thing that allows us to continue that on. Because again, this is your school district. This is what you're paying for through your taxes. And so as we try to give you a great insight onto what we have going on, I can tell you early on, we're seeing about the flattest budget that we can
Yes.
provide has been
Yes.
adopted by the board, a 0.73%, so less than a 1% increase. And
Proud
those
of
were
them.
health
Yeah.
insurance kind of thing.
Yeah.
So those are some things we can put out now, but we'll have a lot more information
Sounds
in our next
good.
episode.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have to wrap it up. We are grateful for you for joining us. This was an action-packed
Yes.
episode of Cougar Chronicle,
It
and
really
thank
is.
you for that, that insight. And whether you're celebrating any holiday or not celebrating this December, we wish you and your family a joyous vacation and a safe one as well.
Yep. I hope
Yeah.
you get a lot of rest and enjoy the time in the snow.
Yes.
That is fun time.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in January and on our show.
It'll be our deliberative session
Absolutely.
informational episode.
Without a doubt.
100%.
Right here on Cougar Chronicle.
Yeah.